in America. All right, so that's number one. Number two, there was a cost. So this wasn't just something to where he was somebody that showed up on a lot of interviews and had these views. Richard Spencer organized the Unite the Right rally in Charlottesville, where they went out there and people got killed. Okay, so
Really?
that's number one. Yeah, he was one of the organizers of the Charlottesville rally. He was one of the guys out there with the tiki torches that led to actual violence, right? Actual violence. Heather Heyer was killed in that rally, right? So it wasn't just Richard Spencer being on different platforms. He was the leader of the MPI, which was a think tank in Washington devoted to white nationalist thought. He wasn't just a guy with opinions that would show up on shows. He was a white racist activist and the leader of a new school of alt-right demonstration. That's way different than just even being a Nick Fuentes, who is just some young kid spewing a bunch of bullshit on the internet. So I'm not saying that people are irredeemable, because it's not me to be the moral arbiter of who gets to come back and who doesn't. But what I'm saying is, before I would sit down and have a conversation with Richard Spencer or anyone like Richard Spencer, there'd have to be significant atonement. There are people that have been skinheads, that have been in skinhead organizations, and they spend their whole lives going around to different places trying to atone and make up for what it was that they were involved in. You can't just say, after everything that he's done, bro, under Trump, hate crimes went up. When I say under Trump, you can say that it was Trump, or you can say that it was the rise of the alt-right. The rise of the alt-right, which Richard Spencer was the face of. Hate crimes in America went up 20%. This is verifiable stats. This person is responsible, or partly responsible, for direct animus in society dysfunction. And my thing is, hold on, I'll say this and then I'll turn it over to y'all. This is the last thing I'll say, because there's really nothing else to say beyond this. So I don't want to be a part of that. And number one, all respect to Adam and No Jumper for what they've built, but they're not smart enough to have that conversation with him, because they don't know what they're doing. And it's the point to me where the whole fucking thing jumped the shark, because you're sitting down there talking. You can't get through that in even an hour of an interview. Richard Spencer's got a lot of fucking work to do before somebody like him would be replatformed, in my opinion. And that's just my opinion.
Okay, so I'm only echoing, and I'll unmute. Actually, I think he could probably talk. Flacco in a second. Apparently, black leaders were invited. Y'all basically said no. He apologized and he did his thing. And Flacco seemingly saying, all things considered, it's probably it. I don't want to put words in his mouth, but he's saying Adam did everything possible to try to mediate or whatever, but the decision of keeping this guy on the platform and giving him a platform to do whatever wasn't a slight at black people, basically.
Okay, so can I say one more thing, and then that's fine? And then Flacco's entitled to his opinion. All right? Like, I don't have any beef with him feeling that way. A lot of people feel like I wasn't about to be. Adam asked me to do it. I said no. And then Adam said that he would pay me to do it.
Really?
Yeah. And then I said no. First of all, Adam can't pay me to do anything. I don't need to make a cent from No Jumper. If I come on No Jumper, it's because I want to come on No Jumper. like I'm making a lot of money. So that even the fact that I'll pay you to do it, like money's going to make me do it, was in a way more insulting than even the idea. But it's white, so it's whatever. It's Adam. It's fine. It's cool. It's not a big deal. But this is what I would say. At the end of the day, I didn't have a problem necessarily with them platforming him. I'm not going to do it. If they want to platform him, that's fine. But to have him on there and then to gloss over his past, to gloss over the things that he has done, and even do it in a 20-minute. I thought that the interview was going to be about Richard Spencer. But when he had Richard Spencer and Destiny up there, bro, they got to talking about Nirvana. And I don't care what Flacco or anybody else says. And Flacco's my man. But they only do that to white people. They only let you, there's no fucking way that you're going to get on there after a certain time, having done all of these vile things, and they're not going to make you drag your entire fucking shit through the mud and get it out. If you're black in America, you just can't say, hey, my bad, I've changed. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Cool, moving on to the next thing. You can't do that. But Richard Spencer decides he wants to come back after all of the carnage that he inflicted, after all of the stuff that he was responsible for directly and indirectly. There's always some white guy right there to be like, okay, cool. And that's fine. Flacco, me and Flacco are at different points in our life. I had no problem with Flacco. Flacco is he's a young man in his mid-20s. I'm 42 years old. There's a different cost and a different different stakes and a different way that I want to see the world. So I'm not going for it. I did my time like at the white organization with all the bullshit. I was there 9 years. I'm over that. Like Flacco is in his old Van Lathan phase, and that's fine. But it's no beef. It's whatever. It's something I have to talk about, and now it's over. And they can go on to do the next fucking thing or whatever they're gonna do. But that wasn't riding for me. And
wait, hold on. Yeah. I would. This is a personal question from me to you.
What?
If because me and you, we talk a lot, and I know this will be more of a personal conversation because you call me a lot. If I had put Richard Spencer on my podcast or any outlet, like how it was done in No Jumper, would you look at me different?
No. So not specifically for platforming him. So I want you guys to listen. So Richard Spencer was on Roland Martin. Richard Spencer talked to W.O. Kamau Bell. Richard Spencer he talked to a lot of black people. He would talk to anyone that would listen. But if you put him on there, right, as a black man, if you put him on there and you guys did not interrogate the time that he spent as essentially an intellectual terrorist, yes, I would look at you in a different way. I'd be like, what's the point of having him on there? What's the point of having him on there if that's not what you're going to talk about? Who gives a fuck what Richard Spencer thinks about like American society as a whole? He has absolutely zero authority. What's up with you? He has absolutely zero authority to speak on that. He doesn't. His opinions on art, music, culture, any of those things don't matter. Like he is a professional intellectual racist, and that is what he's made his entire career on. Only thing that serves him relevance. If he popped up tomorrow and said he wanted to have a hip hop discussion with you, why would you put him on there? It doesn't make any sense. And what it looks like is that you put him on there to incite people. If that's not what you're going to talk about, who gives a fuck what he thinks about God or any of that stuff? That's not the thing that made him pop. That's like literally having a math conversation with motherfucking 21 Savage. And I'm not saying he doesn't know about math. I'm saying that why would you talk? What the fuck? So that's the only time I would have a conversation with you. I like the fact that some of y'all put people on y'all platforms that I don't either have the latitude or the willingness or the reason or the want to speak to them. That makes me watch some of the shit. But if you're going to do it and you're going to pretend like, just be a fucking man about it. And I feel like they failed. I got to go, though. Hit me later. Like, I'm really actually doing something. But I got
All right. Hit me. Peace, bro.
All right, peace.
All right.
Yo, Ak.
Yeah, Flock, I want to give you the floor, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, right? So, like, those are two different, those are in two conversations, right? And the first conversation is, should he have been platformed in the first place? And I feel like where things started off is kind of now like weighing to, I guess you cannot and disqualify him from coming on and completely, but it should have been handled differently. Now, I can definitely hear out the conversation of, once he's on, was everything done perfectly? It wasn't, right? Was anything done maliciously by Adam? It wasn't. You feel me? Because, bro, I can promise you right now, bro, and that man tried his hardest to have a black voice at that table, right? And niggas turned it down. But, bro, and if he came on, and the first words out of his mouth is him apologizing for his past.
The only thing
expect for Adam and them to handle it?
Yeah, the only thing I'm gonna draw a little bit, and this is just for me. Sure. Again, I think they're taking a turn now, but Adam has ran a primarily black platform. Like, I don't know if you consider it as black, but it's affected black culture for years. Yeah, maybe I'm not saying Adam hates black people. I never thought that at all. But does he have some same with I've thought this about a lot of things with him. He just doesn't. He may not have the the context or even the thoughts about certain things that need to be addressed when dealing with certain things, right? So it's like, for example, if I'm having a conversation about Asians, or if I'm having a conversation about Jewish people, they'll probably be like, bro, you're not even Jewish, my nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Granted, yeah, you might have a platform that affect them, but you might not understand some of our sensibilities. And I guess I know Swiggy Giovanni's kind of attacking you in the sense of a personal thing, but I'm wondering, where do you lie? Like, in hindsight, did you agree with Adam, or are you saying that you would probably do something different? Because it feels like it feels like you're backing him, and that's why people are kind of mad at you a little bit.
Right. So, and here's my stance, bro. And my stance is I have no issue with him being platformed. None at all. You know why, bro? Because again, when it comes to like platforming people, right? I personally feel like if somebody could potentially have dangerous rhetoric, you have to put an opposing voice next to them. And that opposing voice was Destiny. Now, in terms of the conversation they had, bro, it was about like fucking like has the TikTok algorithm like changed music? Andrew Tate, the manosphere, you feel me? It's BLM and the alt-right, reactions to civil unrest, right? So like in these conversations weren't exclusively Black conversations. You feel me? Like this was like an array of topics about a bunch of shit, right? So if dude came on, apologized from the jump and said, bruh, I apologize. I was tripping back then, bro. I fucked up. I was wrong.
Is that what he said?
Yes.
So he admits that all of the hatred and opinions he spewed, especially about Black people and Black culture, were completely wrong, and he's trying to take accountability for that. That's what he did?
Yes, 1,000%.
I'm gonna watch it. I don't know. All right, yo, Swiggy Giovanni, I'm gonna let you chime in right here. I gotta take a piss. This Henny's running through. Not Henny, I mean Casamigos running through me.
Take a piss.
Please.
I don't got nothing to say, man. I already took care of that boy Flacco. This is very personal. You know what I'm saying? I don't like him for what he's doing, man.
All right, well, anybody can chime in, but be respectful. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute.
Ethics, man. All right, man.